Hello?
Hey, how you doing, champ? Yo,
Yeah.
how's things?
Hey, what's going on?
What
Yeah,
up,
we
Hank?
good. Yeah, man. So we got beats, boxing beats and rhymes, Ben Umar, and we got the champ Hank Lundy. How you doing, bro?
Good, man, good.
Hey, man. Look, I predicted you was gonna win, and you done it in the same way. So what's next for Hank Lundy?
Well, I told him like this. I want the one Lucas Matisse or and Danny Garcia. But I'm gonna put it like this, if they don't want to fight me, I take Lucas Matisse, and then I take the Danny Garcia. I'm gonna get a champ that's just due, and go like that. But if there's anybody at 140 that has a world title, let's get it.
I agree, man. That was that was very impressive. So you look very strong at the weight. Is it because you were starving yourself at lightweight? You look strong.
That's what it was, Everybody was saying, Hammer and Hank is not an elite fighter, I'm not a top 10 fighter. I don't belong on ESPN. I'm in Showtime, HBO. Listen, I know yesterday that's the new Hank Lundy, and I shut the critics up.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you definitely did, man. You put a beating on him. Let me ask you a question, honestly. Could you have stopped him, or you just took it easy on him in the last round because you?
Well, I'll put it like this, by having a lot of inactivity, it was a good one, but I feel as though I could have stopped it,
Yeah.
If I had went to the body more, I'd have definitely got him out of there and stopped it. But, it justified me more to put on a boxing clinic and beat him like that, and let everybody see that Hammer and Hank, I got the goods.
Yeah, you definitely got the goods, man. I'm telling you, boy. Anyone else got a question for Hank?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I got.
Alright, go, Umar, go.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you, Hank. Coming into the fight, I thought it would be a tougher fight for you, but the way you made it look so easy, were you envisioning that coming into the fight, or is that just how it went on the night?
Well, one thing about me, I know when I get in a fight, it's not so much as the other fight. You have to fight at my pace. And I know I fight at a high-level pace, and, with my skills, I know I was going to be able to break them down, and that's exactly what I did in the fight.
Yeah, very impressive performance. Right.
Go on, Beats.
Yo, so what I was thinking, you saw him lose against Matisse, yeah? Was your idea to try and sort of keep him fearful because it's hard to come out off them knockout losses? Was you trying to sort of just put it on him mentally?
Well, in this fight, I looked at the everything, this guy, Matisse struggled with him. All I had to do was go in there and beat him down mentally, and that's what I did. No.
Yeah, you definitely did, man. I'm looking at Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
This guy, he definitely felt my he told my coach, and this came from him. He said Hank Lundy, he ain't know I could fight that good. He said I was definitely strong, and he ain't think I was that strong coming from 135. And then he also said, and it shocked me, that I was a more sharper and harder puncher than Matisse. And this came right out of Joseph's mouth.
Hey, that's big. That's high praise, man.
Yeah, I respect that, but he definitely said, I was a harder puncher than Matisse, at 140, I'm like, well, wow, that was a big, that was a lot of respect right there coming from him,
Man, I was watching the fight, yeah, and he tried to put the movement on you because he's a good mover, but as soon as he tried the movement, you put some movement back on him, and it was like he had nowhere to go because he was punching much harder and sharper than him, yeah.
Exactly, like I told you once again, I'm a southpaw killer. I'm a natural southpaw, so I know the moves the southpaw will make. And if you've seen in a fight, every move he tried to make, I cut the ring off.
Yeah, man.
So I knew what he was trying to do.
Yeah, you put a master clinic on him. You know what? It was good matchmaking. It was good matchmaking.
Right.
Let's get to the big question. Now, you gonna tell us who your manager is now? what's going on with your management and the people behind you? Because I'm telling you, yeah, they done a good job of picking Olesegun. That was great matchmaking. Because you see the thing is, yeah, where we was talking about Olesegun, and I was thinking to myself, timing in boxing is everything, and the perfect timing you got him, and he was a menace. People did not want to fight this kid. They didn't want to fight him. Johnny Garcia ducked him. The WBC didn't want to give him a shot. And like Matisse got him at the right time, and I feel that you got him at the right time. So, tell me the people behind you chose that.
Well, it's like this with me. Hammer and Hank is willing to fight the best. I don't care who you are. You put me in there with a two-headed lion, a two-headed bear. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna fight. That's just a dog in me. I run and duck from nobody.
Yeah.
And being like that my whole career, people think just because a person on Showtime or HBO, they not at a certain level. I'm on their level. If I'm not on their level, I'm even better. And I proved that.
Yeah.
But him and Matisse went toe-to-toe and was like somewhat a war. What happened? I shut this guy. This guy couldn't hit me with a handful of rice. And I showed the world that. So I'm anxious, and I'm waiting to see if Lucas Matisse will give me a shot and fight me. And I guarantee it'll be even worse.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm a straight talker, and I'm not going to front in front of it. I thought Jose was going to beat you on points. I'm not going to lie, but watching you on Friday, I didn't realize what a good fighter you've became. You've improved. I think if it was the same Hank Lundy I saw a year and a half ago, you would have lost that fight. That's my opinion.
Right. Yeah, and I can be truthful with that. One thing about me, I don't stay in the same place. I always learn from my mistakes, and I mature, and take it and run with it. Like I told you, I have a big amateur career, so right now, it's like I'm still learning on the top, and that's what I'm doing. And while I'm learning, even in my losses, they were entertaining losses, but at that, I learned from them, and now it's making me into a better fighter.
Yo, Hank, what about a rematch at 140? Get him to come up to 140 with John Molina. What about that? After he knocked out Mickey Bay.
If they want me to end that boy career, bring him to me. Bring him to me. I will end his career.
Yeah, I agree. At 140, he don't want no part of you. I don't think no one. Listen, bro. You know what? I know no one said this year, and people were shocked. That was an impressive debut at 140. That was a very impressive debut at 140. That was very impressive. Now, get me. And I'm very impressed with the performance you put on. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think people are gonna fight you. And the fight you're trying to say with her. No, I'm gonna tell you straight. I don't think they want you. I don't think they want you.
No.
What I think would be good for you, yeah, and an all-action fight would be you and Peterson. What do you think about that?
Well, I know Peterson. I know Barry.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, let's come to the table. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to fight the best. I don't run and duck from nobody.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
I got a question.
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Hank. With you having all these great fights on Friday Night Fights with like Danny Williams, David Diaz, and Molina Jr., why do you think you're not on HBO at this point when they got guys like Willie Nelson and Bruce Hayden and these guys stinking up the joint on a weekly basis? And you're much more excited.
At the end of the day, it's all about promotion. Mm-hmm. I took a small town promoter to the top.
Yeah.
Classic Entertainment Sports. One thing about it, Jimmy Burfield, he rides with Hammer and Hank. He believes in me, but sometimes you just don't have that guy that had that real big pull. And this game, most of the promoters, they want to co-promote and want to get over. For putting a fighter like me on. My promoter, what he like to do is get them big names, and we go in there and show them what we could do. But, it's going to have to come to a time and a point where, Jimmy is going to have to co-promote one of them big promoters, so I can get on. But I guarantee this. I showed Showtime and HBO what Hammer and Hank is made of.
Definitely.
And and it's like this. I grew up before the world. And, it's crazy because after that fight, Showtime followed me on Twitter. HBO followed me on Twitter. That's what I'm saying. I had to go in there and take everything I wanted, and I'm forcing their hand.
Yep, you definitely are, man. You're a big player in 140. But this is the thing now, Hatline. This is the big question. Is this the thing with me and Beats and Umar was talking about? Inactivity with Josie Alushika. I know obviously you're not Josie Alushika, but you need, in my opinion, alright, if that fight doesn't fall through, to keep active, because you've just done a big win. You've knocked out one of the big players at 140. And like I said to you, I mentioned Peterson, but when do you reckon Hank Lundy's going to be back in the ring?
Listen, I'm ready to go tomorrow. I ain't take no beating. My face not messed up. My body not hurt. Yeah. I'm ready to go. Actually, this morning, I put in a 7-mile run like the fight never happened. I'm on my way to the gym right now as we speak. So, you know, whoever give me a call, whoever wants to fight, let's sign a contract and let's do it. I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Yeah, man, because I'm telling you, right, the people, because listen to this is what I'm saying, yeah? John Molina, manager, is Luther Bello. Now, John Molina just lost on Friday night fights. I see him lose 2 months ago.
He just won. He won.
No, listen, let me see what I'm saying. John Molina just lost 2 months ago, yeah? On Friday night fights. And now you just saw him on with Mickey Bay. Alright, Mickey Bay. So it's like, because he lost, and then obviously Floyd with Money Team, they gave him a shot straight away. So it's like, you know, I just saw him last night in there, he beats Mickey Bay. So, you know, in the public's eye, if we see more fights, even if it's Friday night fights, whatever, you know, it keeps the momentum going, Hank, because you don't want to lose this momentum right now, you know what I mean?
I'm going to put it like this, you know. The thing with John Molina, I've been calling this kid out, you know, ever since the fight. He was getting spanked. I got caught with a shot that I shouldn't got caught with. And if he was supposed to be tough, a hard puncher, that first shot he caught me with, he was supposed to knock me out. I showed my toughness. I got up. They stopped the rope, which it was an immature, you know, stoppage. They stopped the fight when I'm standing up on my feet. Don't take a fight like that away from nobody. And I was winning the fight. Regardless, one more round, I'd have won the fight. But, you know, it's all in God's plan. It was a blessing in disguise, and I matured into a hell of a fighter, you know. But like I tell them like this, if they want John Molina's career to end, put him in the ring with Hank Lundy.
At 140, right?
Yeah, 140.
At 140. I'm not going at 35. 140.
Yeah, 140. Anyone at 140, for 140 you can take him. Bring him, you'll take him, yeah?
It don't even matter. At 140, I even go up to 47 because, listen, I'm carrying punching power. Like, a lot of people, they flex, oh, Hank can't punch, Hank can't do this. I show the world. Listen, the next fight is going to be something to watch. You thought this fight was something, the next fight is going to be something to watch. Put that on my life.
Yeah, I'll mark your words to that, man. All right, champ. Any more questions for Hank?
Yeah, I got a quick question for Hank. Hank, being that you're from up the road in Philly and you go through the Philly gyms, what were your thoughts on, I don't know if you know him, but what were your thoughts on Malik Scott's loss on Saturday night?
That's a good question.
Well, you know, I'm sorry I actually didn't get a chance to watch the fight, but, you know, I got to go back and review everything. But, you know, Malik Scott, you know, a hell of a fighter, you know. And, you know, it happens in our career sometimes, and I hope he just take from this and learn from whatever happened, you know, and come back stronger than ever. He's a good fighter. You can't take nothing away from him. And in that ring, you got to think about it. One punch can change the fight.
Yeah, it can. Definitely.
Yeah, it's true.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, champ. Yo, Beach, you any more questions?
Great win, Hank. Great win, Hank. Good stuff. Good stuff. Great performance. And I'm looking forward to you to pick up a belt at 140, man. A main strap. I'm looking forward to that.
I hope so. If this guy's going to run, then I think I have to go up to 147 and go get a belt up there. Nothing. I'm ready.
Yo, man, the world's your oyster right now. Yo, thanks, champ, for that, man. Hey, we're going to follow you. We'll closely follow your journey. But before we go, so you got the management. So who's behind Hank Lundy making these big decisions? Yo, because you just come on, Hank.
Listen, I'm going to tell you. After this week, you know, Hammer and Hank will let the world know. You know, maybe this week or next week, I will let the world know who Hank Lundy's going to sign with. And matter of fact, you guys keep in contact with me because you will be the first to know.
Oh, thanks. We get exclusive. All right, that's great, man. That's great. Thanks, Hank, man. We appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, man. You take care. Have a great day training, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Hammer and Hank coming to a inside near you.
All right, champ. Peace out.
Big up.
Peace.